welcome into the studio Scott Maddasion, of course, because it is the second Thursday of the month. But joining us, Josh Agers. And when we get into the new year, Josh is going to be in every fourth Thursday, of course, talking tailgate and tall boys. These two guys are the driving force, the reason that this is in our town. Just briefly for our listeners, how did this all come about again?
Well, it started with conversations between Josh and I about utilizing our festival space better, the band shell, and then we kind of came up with an idea about maybe using the baseball stadium and having a concert in the stadium, because like Dodger Stadium has concerts in it. Why not Riverview Stadium, right? So we kind of kicked that around, and I ran into somebody that I just asked them what the process of getting someone to come and play the stadium would be, and they said, you should get this Tailgate and Tall Boys Festival. Josh and I had no clue what it was. I kind of cold emailed Wayne, who's the president of USA Concerts, who runs the festival, and he emailed me back almost right away, and he came for a meeting, and Josh and I had the whole team there. We had like 10 or 11 people around the table.
He was one of
them. And he was familiar with Clinton because he knows Matt Prescott from Candlelight. And we walked around, and it was like February or something like that. We're like down in the snow, walking around
dress shoes,
in the venue area. And they went back to his investors and his team, and they came back with the 50-50 co-promotion. And here we are. We're working on year 2 of the festival as partners with USA Concerts.
It is year 2. So, Josh, what did you guys take away from year 1 to get ready for year 2?
To curb your expectations, I think a lot of people went into year 1 thinking, oh my gosh, this thing should make money right off the bat. And I think that was the biggest talking point after the festival, is that it did not make money. We knew year 1 that was a possibility because it's an investment year, right? There's so much stuff that we didn't know. They had never been here before. We had never ran it before. We have to give it a chance to plant the seed and water it, and it will grow. So, this year we're off and running. We have a great lineup. I think that was the other thing we learned. It's not just people like Scott and I talking about artists we think would be great. They have to prove that they can sell tickets, and that's what these guys are experts in. So Scott and I think we're humbled by that. Like, hey, this is a great idea. What about so-and-so? And like, yeah, but they really don't sell tickets. We didn't know that world, and I think we're getting a lot better at understanding that now. And that's probably one of the bigger takeaways too, is these guys, this is what they do. We have to let them do their job.
Talking about the lineup, what kind of say do you two have, or the committee have, in deciding who's going to be at our Tailgate and Tall Boys concert?
It's a good question. I mean, we text each other probably like 5-6 times a day, and they'll send us an option if they're down to like 1 or 2 people. Like, hey, what do you think about so and so versus so and so? And then Scott and I will weigh in, and we kind of have some of that.
Yeah, they're really the experts in the talent world. They're the experts on who's the up and comers, and who's going to be huge by next year, because they have those conversations with the folks that are in Nashville and throughout the country. So we really rely on them to really kind of set the stage as far as bringing the big names and the things like that. And I think we have a lot more say than you would think, I guess. Josh and I really wanted to have a rock day kind of thing, and that's kind of how Shinedown came out. So I think we have just as much input as them, but we just really weigh on their expertise when we're looking through stuff. But it's kind of fun on the undercard artists, like when they give us names that Josh and I maybe never heard of, and we go to the gym or something, we turn it on, and then all of a sudden we're like, man, this person's great.
That's all you listen to for like the next week. It's like,
yeah,
they're awesome.
Josh, when we had you in not too long ago, we were talking about the fact that you may not know these people, you are going to learn these people, and the excitement of being in person, to watch them in person rather than to listen to them on the radio.
Yeah, I think that's incredible. And I think the part that people misunderstand too is you'll know them once you hear their songs. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they sang that song. They may not be on mainstream radio, but if you listen to like 56 to Highway on XM radio, it's like you start hearing all of these artists, the new up and comers that they're pushing out there, like they're on there now. It's just we're kind of catching them mid-stride, and then by the time your festival rolls around, you hope that they're pretty well known. But listen to their music, and I guarantee you're going to know a lot of their music.
Again, the festival June 6th, 7th, and 8th of 2024. Now, what kind of things are going around right now? You talked a little bit about the sponsorships. How's that going?
Yeah, sponsorships are going well. We had a lot of repeats from last year, and I'll let Scott touch on the kiosk piece because I think that's going to be an important driver for ticket sales. But a lot of people are interested. A lot of people have doubled their money from last year. A lot of people are in at the same amount. But everybody's indicated so far that they'll be back. We have a sponsorship committee that we meet once a month. They're out there pounding the pavement, getting the sponsor contracts in people's hands so they can look at review. We updated the packages a little bit more this year to add a little more value to them. So But all in all, we'll really start hitting that in January. We'll do sponsorship rollout in January. We'll also have our bar promo where the different local bars can compete to get a QR code to sell the most tickets. And whoever sells the most tickets from their QR code gets to name the general admission bar. Last year, Manning's Whistle Stop was able to win that. So we're hoping that becomes more of a spirited rivalry as we go and kind of really drive some ticket sales.
Yeah, and on ticket sales, I think obviously everybody knows online. There's you know you can get tickets through there, but we now have a ticket kiosk that's out at the Wild Rose, so you could go out to the Wild Rose and buy tickets on the kiosk, which is really cool, and you save a little bit of money on the online fees when you're doing that. So just kind of a new feature that we thought would be really nice to have as an opportunity for people that maybe don't want to go on the computer, they want to do it that way, and then also hope to drive a little business to our title sponsor, the Wild Rose. So definitely patronize them when you're out there.
And we sold a handful of those tickets. I mean, it's working. It's just we got to get the word out to get people to drive them out there.
Total sales right now, we're right in that 5,000 range. I'm still learning the reporting system online, and I couldn't break it out exactly down to the exact number, but by next time we'll make sure we have that going so we know the exact number that's out there.
So what was the attendance last year? You guys have any idea on what that was over the 3 days?
It was 30,000 total.
Yep.
It was like 7,000, 9,000.
13 and a half.
Yeah, like don't do the math on that because if I'm wrong, I don't want to sound like an idiot. But it was right around that range.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I think it was right around that 25 to 30,000 over the 3 days. So,
now were you happy with the people that were in the area who came, and a little bit surprised by the people from well outside the area who came to this?
I think we had was about 20% of sales were in our zip code.
Yeah, 30% if you include like the Clinton, Comanche, Fulton area, but 20% from Clinton, and then 70% obviously from not here, which is great.
Yeah, because I mean you come from 30 minutes away or 3 hours away, it doesn't matter. Having those tourist dollars coming to our community is important.
Over 30 states were represented, anywhere from Arizona to Texas to New York, and it's just like you wonder what the connection is. Some of that is because they want to see their favorite artists, but some of it is also bringing families together and giving them another reason to get together. We heard a lot of that. People actually mailed us a letter saying thanks for doing this. We had family from all over the country come back just for that festival, and they had like reunion type stuff, so it's kind of a neat building block.
And as mayor of the city of Clinton, you probably like the fact that people are coming into our community, finding out a little bit about Clinton.
Absolutely. We worked with Leslie at Grow Clinton. We're going to continue to do that on the tourism side. This is not only a 3-day concert event for Clinton, right? This is a tourism event. It's economic development. It's all of those things because we're investing in this wonderful event that's bringing people from all over the place. And, if you're going to move somewhere or if you're going to visit somewhere, especially if you're going to move, you usually want to go there first, right? So hopefully we can start capturing folks and they can come to Clinton and then maybe they fall in love with it and realize, hey, I'd like to leave New York City and I'm going to move to Clinton because, I'm tired of that fast-paced life, right? So all of those different things are factored in there. And, are you going to grab 1,000 people every single day or every year to move here? No. But if we can get, 15, 20,000 people to come to Clinton that's never been here before, hopefully we can continue that and we can become a destination, not only for this, but for the sawmill and, all the Discovery Center, all those different things. So I think it's an important piece of all of those aspects.
I'd like to go back to I'm sorry, Josh, what are you going to say?
I was just going to say, it really highlights your community because like even the artists they tour the nation and they come and see your riverfront, they're walking up and like they're videoing it because it's so beautiful. Like they've been around the country and they're just overwhelmed at how awesome our riverfront is. And sometimes I think locals, we kind of take that for granted. We do have a wonderful community, a wonderful riverfront. It's a great way to highlight that.
I always tell the story when I was doing the professional baseball games, and of course we had players from California and from all over, and when their families would come in, the first thing they wanted to see was the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great selling point for our community, no doubt about that.
Sure.
Hey, let's go ahead and take a break for the weather. You guys are right. We got a lot of things to talk about here. We'll take a break for the weather, and then we'll have back more on Tailgate and Tall Boys.
For your Thursday, another gorgeous day with mostly sunny skies, a light south breeze. We'll see temperatures push up to near 50 degrees for this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, will drop to 33. For Friday, mostly cloudy, still going to be mild, though, with temperatures near 50. With your Storm Track 8 forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutsky.
Sunshine, 33 degrees. These guys are talking about golfing. The weather brought to you by Midas. Trust the Midas touch. Trust the Clinton Midas at 1432 Lincoln Way. Known for brakes, now you can save at the Clinton Midas on brake service with paid installation of brake pads. Ask for complete details on the savings. The Clinton Midas is ready to have you ready for winter driving with batteries, tires, and general maintenance on your vehicle. Dave, Vicky, and Brian, thank you for your patronage as they wish you the best of the holidays. See them at the Clinton Midas, 1432 Lincoln Way. Trust the Midas touch, backed by their golden guarantee. Again, on FYI, we've got Josh Agers and Scott Maddasion talking about tailgate and tall boys. I wanted to go to the sponsorship level of this. Are there various ways people can participate?
Yes, there's 4 different packages that we're selling. The contributor level is the first one. That basically is getting your logo up on the video screen, and then a couple tickets, and then it goes up from there to the silver, the gold, and the platinum, anywhere from 1,000, 1,500, I'm sorry, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, or 10,000. And each package is custom built, right, with different packages of VIP tickets, VIP parking, general admission tickets, certain advertising opportunities. So Scott or I are both able to be reached out on that, or emails through the city website. We'll be launching that out. I think we're going to run an ad in the paper that has those. We have a sponsorship committee that will hopefully be reaching out to the different local businesses, and then we can get those packages in front of you. We can email you them. We can give you a hard copy, whatever they would prefer, but there's definitely different ways to be a part of this for sure.
I would imagine you're probably going back to the people who participated last year. How has that response been?
That was good. We had a sponsorship appreciation committee, a sponsor appreciation at the Wild Rose, and some of them were like giving us contracts that doubled on the spot. So I think that part.
I haven't heard no from anybody that I've talked to last year, so everybody's coming back from there. And you also have the bigger sponsor levels too. If you're looking for a larger corporate sponsor level, we have VIP boxes. They're 25,000 to 30,000 depending on what you're looking at. So there's larger opportunities too. And I think there's the one thing we didn't do as well as we could have last year was there's a lot of opportunity for those sponsors to put your banners up and put your stuff and maybe have a booth or an activation area or something like that all over the grounds and things like that. So I think we really want the sponsors to know that it's not just your logo scrolling on the board. There's other opportunities that you can have to kind of brand yourself at the festival, and we'll work with you on all those types of things too.
You know, one of the things that struck me is when they came into our community and putting it together, getting the stage and getting everything lined up. I mean, these guys are professionals. They've done this before. Yeah,
they travel the country. And I think it's a great partnership because Scott and I are leading the charge locally with our local city entities and different, varying agencies, 9 months ahead of time meeting, like monthly, just hammering things out, preparing. And then all of a sudden the week of, it's like, hey, we've done our part now. It's their show. And then they show up, and all of a sudden the fencing's going up, and the scrim is going up, the stage is being built, and it's coming out of a semi-trailer. Like, we had no idea what to expect because we'd never seen it. But we put a lot of planning in it to make sure that our end of it was solid, and I think we did a good job with that. And then watching what they were obviously able to put on the final product was pretty awesome.
So how did you think things went as far as like parking and getting to and from the festival?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. There's a little bit of a shakeup this year. The grounds are going to switch up a little bit. So what that's going to do is that's going to make the experience for the concert goer much smoother. So parking is going to be a little bit closer to the front gate instead of having to walk up and around. Basically, the stage is going to flip to the other side down by the pool facing north. So the parking that's on the west lot there behind the pony fields and things like that, that's going to be closer to the gate. We'll be able to utilize other parking that's closer to the gate. So really, that also creates a wider space near the stage, so more folks will be able to get closer to the stage. And I think it's going to really kind of enhance the overall the overall experience of the concert goer. So 6th Avenue North will be our main entrance this year instead of 2nd. So we switched it up a little.
Takes a lot of closures away because last year we were closing the street, like South First Street in front of Happy Joe's. We're doing like a barricaded street down by the post office. All that goes away now, so those roads and streets can stay open, and it really does streamline everything into one logistical location. So that's good.
Parking still going to be out on Comanche Avenue?
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
and then shuttle service
still have
still
the shuttle
available?
Service there. Yep.
How did that work?
Not a lot of people took advantage of that, but I think the more that people understand it, I think it was $10.
Yeah.
And you can park on those Lincoln Way properties, and they'll literally bus you to the front gate, and then afterward, I think till like 11:30, whenever the concert's over, they'll bus you back. It's brilliant. You can avoid any congestion downtown. It literally takes you to the front door and picks you right up at the front door. So I'm hoping a lot more people take advantage of that, because there's a lot of acreage out there to park and not have to worry about trying to get downtown.
Yeah. And, something we haven't even touched upon is who's going to be coming here? Who's going to be a part of the festival? Well, who are the headliners? Who are the underschools?
Oh, shoot, we should have booked some talent. No.
Yeah.
Didn't think of that.
We can run through it really quick.
Yeah.
So Thursday is obviously our first day. We start out with Red Farron, who is
One of our favorites.
one of our
If
favorites.
you've not
Definitely.
heard him, check him out. Red Farron, REDFERRIN. He's got so much great music.
Yeah. So he's pretty good. Austin Snell is right before him, or right after him, I guess. Nate Smith is the next one, who's got a lot of songs. He's got a couple songs on the radio,
play.
done a lot of stuff. And then we brought back Jelly Roll. And I think that was a large conversation between us. Do we bring him back? Do we not? But he hasn't peaked yet. He's still on the rise, and more people are coming on. So we kept him around and brought him back this year.
And he said it at the festival that he was coming back, and that was not part of the plan. But it was literally like Scott and I and Wayne, and we all kind of like looked at each other and like, do we? Like, we weren't sure what to make of that. And sure enough, here he is.
Yeah. You want to go through Friday?
No, you go ahead. You're all over.
Friday, so we open with Lakeview, who is another one that Josh and I really, really like. They're high energy, and they're going to be a really good show. Alexandra Kay, we brought her back. She's got an album that she put out that is outstanding, that is climbing the charts right now. Josh Ross is a Canadian country artist that is really blowing up the charts, and you hear him on the radio, the XMs and all that stuff a lot. And then Bailey Zimmerman, who is just tearing up the charts. I think he's got like 3, 4, 5 number ones in a row. His album's outstanding. He's doing collaborations with all these people. So having him here, I think, is going to be really huge. He's got a great following. And then Saturday, people say, oh, it's not rock all day long, but Myron Elkins is kind of like a shredder type artist. He's bluesy. He's gonna have I think he's gonna blow people's mind. If you listen to him online, I think it's not the same. I think when he comes here live, he's gonna be great. Them Dirty Roses are another one of those bands that live they just it's not the same thing. When you listen on the radio or the Spotify, Apple, whatever it is, it's not the same thing. So them, the Cadillac 3, I listened to them all day yesterday in my office. They're just amazing. And then obviously everybody knows Shinedown. They've been around since 2003. They're literally, I've been told they're going to melt your face off because they have so much pyrotechnics on the stage.
I hope our fire chief is not listening. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, so I mean, it's not an all rock day, but the 3 bands that we have with Shinedown, I think musically are going to just really put on a great show. And what I want to say about all the stuff, if you haven't heard of some of the artists that are on we'll call them the undercards, not the headliners, what I task you to do is you can go to look up on Spotify the Tailgate and Tall Boys Clinton playlist. You can listen to them on there, but go listen to these artists, because I think it will absolutely blow your mind how much talent we have on our undercard. Some people compare it to last year, and you can't necessarily do that because it's a different year. And really charge everybody to go out and do that, and I think you'll be very impressed.
And I think to piggyback that is Wayne, the gentleman that puts this on from the USA Concert side, he wants people that are going to take the stage and just knock it out of the park, right? So there's some artists that he's had maybe in his bar or different venues that he's had that maybe they don't perform as well, so they stay away from those. They want people that are going to get up there, high energy, they're going to engage the crowd. So all these folks do that. It's going to be a wonderful lineup. We're very, very excited about it.
Sounds like a great lineup. Again, this is year 2, and you got a 3-year commitment, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, it's like a 2-year commitment with a 3rd-year option. So everybody would have to agree to the 3rd year.
And going forward, what do you guys think?
Me personally, I don't think we can not do this. I think we need to make sure we find a way to do this. I think this is going to be something that people are going to talk about in Clinton for years to come. And in 20 years from now, they're going to be talking about, I remember the first Tailgating Tall Boys. You know what I mean? And I think this is going to be a new part of our culture here in Clinton. And I also think this festival, if we keep it around, is going to open up other opportunities. People love live music in this. I mean, just look at how many people go to Finally Fridays and Music on the Avenue and all that stuff. We yearn for live music here in Clinton. I think this is going to breed other opportunities going down the road. So it's important, I believe.
Give it a chance to grow. Like everybody, I don't know what everybody thought year one was supposed to be, but like this cash cow year one, like give it a chance. It will get there. Mississippi Valley Fair started the same way. Tailgate and Tall Boys Bloomington started the same way. Like they built to the empires that they have now, and we're on step one. So just give it a chance.
You know, I was a part of Riverboat Days committee, and of course it was just all local people that were putting things together. I can't imagine how just people like you could put together something like this. You need help from your people who do this.
There's no way we could have done this on our own. We don't have the connections, we don't have the resources, and their expertise is absolutely invaluable. And the fact that we are truly 50-50 partners, everything is split, makes it really smooth, and I think it's a really good partnership.
Yeah, we were trying to put Kane Brown and Sam Hunt on our band shell. That was like one of our conversations, like, oh, why can't we do that? And then it's like, you see the production they bring, and it's like, oh, okay, like way out of our league here.
Yeah, I mean, we got a great band shell. We got a beautiful riverfront, and that's got to be a big selling point when those, as you said, when these guys came to town and they saw our riverfront.
You know, I talked to some of the workers and some of the artists and things last year, and some of them came in on their bus sleeping and didn't even know the river was there. And when they went up there and saw it, like they just rave reviews like, holy smokes, this is your city? And we're like, yeah.
The levee blocked their views.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you both coming in. Any final comments from the both of you to leave our listeners with as they get excited about 2024?
You know, the last thing I'll leave you with is Tailgate and Tallboy tickets would make a great Christmas present. I'm just saying. You can get your tickets at the website, you know, Tailgate and Tallboys. You know, to go to Clinton, go into the bypasses. You can buy anything from your camping, which, by the way, the RV campground is sold out. But there's other camping options available with electrical, so buy your tickets. The only way this thing grows is if we buy our tickets and support it.
And for the city, what does it mean, Mayor?
I think it just shows the vibrancy. It shows the beautiful things that we have here. It's a chance to showcase ourselves to the world, really. And I think that's a really good thing because we've got so many great things going on here, and I think it's important to make sure we share that with everyone.
All right. Love the way you guys are so positive. Thanks so much for coming in. Have a Merry Christmas, both of you.
You too.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick. Yeah!